Well, that was fun, talking about our hobbies and the things that we're passionate about so you guys could get to know us better. I wanted to do our outro, so sign off. And a fair warning, our next episode will be a discussion about Disney.
Yay!
No surprise there. So again, my name is Lauren. I enjoy connecting people to the blind community. I write poetry, fantasy, and paranormal romance, and the occasional blog post.
Nice. I'm Nicole. I write dark poetry, fantasy, and paranormal, along with blog posts. I hope to bring musical entertainment and magic to people's lives through both my YouTube and my writing.
Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Fire and Ice Podcast.
Woo!
In today's episode, we're going to introduce ourselves, let you guys get to know us a little bit more, and discuss our hobbies and some things that we've written and some things that we've conquered. So, my name is Lauren. I am the fiery part of Fire and Ice. Ooh, ah. I write poetry, fantasy, and paranormal romance. I also write blogs, as well as Nicole, to our blog on WordPress called Enchanting Tales. And on there we cover mythology, our own experiences, magic, and tarot.
And astrology.
Oh, and astrology. And I'm going to take it over to Nicole, or she can introduce herself.
Hi everyone, this is Nicole, the colder version of Fire and Ice. As Lauren says, I'm co-owner of Enchanting Tales, our blog site. I also write dark poetry, fantasy, and paranormal. And something else I like to do is I also do baking and also do book blurbs for those that are interested.
Oh, tell us more. Tell us more about the book blurb.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know what you meant. So, the Bloodbirds was a fun accident. We got a book done called Hunted and Moral's Kiss. And I read Lauren's book blurb about the summary of the book, and it wasn't bad, it was just a little vague. So I tweaked it, and we shared it with all our writing family, and they all seemed to enjoy it.
And now the glorious.
So now, a lot of suggestions for that I do that for other people as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. So, a little backstory of what prompted us to start the podcast is that we each have our own YouTube channel. Mine is divided by site, and there I like to share my poetry, do fun, creative tags, and share information about the blind and visually impaired community, offering tips and advice for those trying to get through their vision loss journey. And Nicole's YouTube channel
is The Blind Mage, where I cover different branches of magic and also my own poetry and songs.
Ooh, yeah. So it seems like Nicole has a secret talent of singing. And so now every time she posts a Disney poem, there's a song that follows. I keep trying to get her to do it with our other poems too. It's like, you ever written a song that fits a poem you wrote? Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! And it's a bird.
It is a bird. Going, tweet, tweet.
Now, come fire, would it be a red bird?
And phoenix?
Woo!
Maybe.
I got a little excited there. Sorry. I like fire.
I know you do.
You can call me Pele, and it's cute.
Because nobody knows who it is.
Can you tell us more about who she is?
So, Pele is the Polynesian or Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes and lava. And she's considered to be the fire deity for their religion.
So why do you call me Pele then? I'm not Polynesian.
No, but you like playing with fire.
You made me sound like a pyromaniac or an arsonist. I'm not neither one of those things.
But you are drawn to it like a moth.
Ooh. Firelight emulates warmth and a beacon of light against the darkness.
Okay.
Which is a good parallel because that's what people associate with cold.
Right, because as Bitch says, what is better with cold and darkness?
Oh, maybe I should just call you Pitch for now on. But that's not...
No!
That's not ice. You need a deity that makes me remind you of... It's like... cold and mysterious. And then when you grow closer to it, it's like... all these different dimensions that make up the crystal and the snow.
Yeah, but you can just call me Elsa.
Because that's the first thing I think of.
Yeah, I gotta look up and see there actually is a deity of ice. The only one that actually comes to mind is Shiva, which is the Hindu god. But I don't like the fact that they're non-gendered. Don't get me wrong, it's not against a religion or people that feel that way, it just doesn't seem like it suits me.
Oh, it's non-binary?
No, it's both a man and a woman.
That's non-binary.
Yeah. So, we should talk about our hobbies.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
So, as I said, I am a self-taught baker, and usually around Christmas time, me and Lauren will actually make tins to go out to family and friends as a way to show our appreciation. And I'm also a huge gamer. I enjoy video games, but I also love doing cosplay and live action roleplay. And usually we do Baltimore Comic-Con, which did not happen this year because of the virus.
Boo!
And usually I'll dress as either Raven from Teen Titans or Jenner Ben Nightwing from the Batman universe.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I look forward to doing every year with Nicole and our friend James. Usually I'll cosplay as Harley Quinn. I've done Daredevil. I've done Rogue from X-Men. And last year I did Supergirl.
Yeah, I was planning on this year of doing Lady Loki because I was freezing at the time last year, unlike other people.
Hint, hint.
And I was looking for a character that had a trench coat, and that was one that I really liked.
Yeah, you know you look in the comic, Rogue has a trench coat and like a brown leather jacket.
Yeah.
But I would have been dying.
Oh, you would have. Yeah. The con last year was early October. I'm freezing. Her and James are sweating.
Yep. It doesn't help that one area of the building is colder than the other, so it's not like, okay, the whole entire building is going to be a freezer or layers.
Yeah. And then for live action roleplay or LARP, I found a new group called Dragon Friends, which meets once a year in Philadelphia. And usually we have the event at the Gray Manor. It's a university, but actually looks almost like a castle.
Oh.
And because of the virus, we tried doing an online version, which did not work. Not even about their own, it's just that the technology they're using wasn't accessible, nor could handle that many players.
You forgot a hobby that you mentioned earlier with the YouTube channel. Singing.
Oh, yeah. Lauren is down my case because I am not very confident with my singing stills.
And I think she's a little songbird.
In my defense, I was in chorus for all my schooling except for my last year of high school and college. And the reason why I stopped was because I found out that my music teachers didn't think I could sing and they're just using me to get symphony votes for competitions. And when you're told you can't sing, it really does mess with your self-confidence.
No, I definitely get where you're coming from. I think if I hadn't seen other people that were blind, visually impaired doing YouTube, I might never have jumped the gun.
Right.
But you forgot another hobby. This is cool of me knowing you so well because we're twins.
What other hobby did I forget?
The one thing that I'll never get into. Chess and and puzzle.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll just say that when we talk about video games, but I've loved puzzles. Lauren always teases me because when we were playing video games and she'd be playing something that was like only one player, I'd be in the corner doing a puzzle until she needed me for either like the map or teleport out to like a dead end. Due to my vision loss, I can't really do actual puzzles that you put together. But the cool thing is that I've been able to find apps where I can play puzzles online or on my phone. And yeah, I enjoy chess. I actually have a accessible chessboard that I bought from, what's it called?
The independent market from the National Federation for the Blind. Yay! Twin moment!
And it's really cool because the board is paid and the checker pattern on the board is indented and unindented. So that way you can feel where each piece goes.
Yeah, it's like a raised grid formation.
Right. And every piece is marked, so you can just feel in order to play it. And it's kind of funny because I died in chess in high school. I was the only girl on our chess team for all 4 years.
Yeah, breaking barriers. Yeah, I'm gonna discuss my hobbies and then we'll circle back to explaining our visual impairment. Because we made reference to it and we hadn't explained what it was.
And we'll explain more about video games because that's a whole nother level.
That's a whole nother episode in the future.
Oh, yeah. But now it's Lauren's turn.
I don't like talking about myself.
Oh, goddess.
Alright, I had coffee today. If you want to bribe me, I mean get me to do your thing, just give me coffee.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot about.
What?
That I'm also a huge fan of mythology. And that, you know, instead of learning with magic, I am really into doing tarot and learning different ways of doing readings and spreads.
But it's my turn. You had your chance.
I said I was sorry.
You had your time in the spotlight. Ugh.
Alright, go ahead. Don't worry.
Oh, I know, but it went this way. Ooh, follow me. I love watching TV and movies. Any Disney movie will do.
Again, another topic for another day.
That actually was going to be our first video, and our friend Cachet Warren, who is an amazing YouTuber and author,
Our writing sister.
suggested that we do an introductory episode so you guys can get to know us better.
Another thing Lauren didn't mention is that she's a huge music fan / hoarder. What?
What?
Say all the music you have on your computer.
Oh, yeah, that's because I love finding new songs to listen to. Like, we were watching a movie with our niece that would never have caught my attention in a million years because it's a kid's movie. I'm like, oh, look at all these old songs that are in here.
Mm-hmm.
Add to library. Add to library. You've added 10 songs. Oh.
Yeah, we're also huge fans of musicals.
Oh my god. If I find a musical I like, and I like the music to it, I will be obsessed. Hint, hint. Phantom of the Opera. What?
Phantom of the Opera, Wicked, Dear Evan Hansen,
Rent.
and the Heights, Aladdin.
I mean, if I had the money, I would see a musical every weekend.
Oh, yes. But unfortunately, the seating for those that are low vision or nearsighted are expensive.
Yeah. I'm unfortunate to the shows that we've been able to see, but I want to see more. I'm greedy. I love coloring. It's really cool that even though there's not a crease and it's hard for me to color, Nicole turned me on to an app. It's called Paint by Numbers.
Oh, we're both into that game.
It's so relaxing. It's 3 a.m. I can't sleep. Alright, I'm going to color for an hour, and oh look, my eyes are tired.
I've made it so when we were little and we would spend summers with her grandmother, how she would have quiet time and she would buy the fuzzy posters, and we would just color them, and that would be quiet time.
And that kind of is Paint by Number because there's sections. I mean, it's not like saying like you have to color the section of color, but because of how the fuzzy posters, like there's certain sections that are raised of like where it's flat and other where it's fuzzy. That kind of makes you think of like Paint by Number because there's each little area of the painting is sectioned off. Well, I got really excited explaining that.
I mean, that's what it was. Is either you could read, play a game, like a board game or card game, or color a fuzzy poster.
I love any type of game. I love video game. I love board games.
Card games. Wait till it be done.
It's gonna happen a lot. We're considered Irish twins. We were born the same day, a year apart, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So we know the year, but we don't know like down to the minute because only my birth certificate says what time I was born, and not Lauren.
That's weird.
So we know that I was born at 8:15 a.m.
Ew.
But we have no clue what time Lauren was born.
Mom swears it's like 5 in the morning, but I don't. But he had been waking up at 3 a.m. every day. Maybe.
Right. You were born during the witching hour.
She says 5 a.m.
That is possible. 3 no.
We had to break the news to you, Lauren, but you're part vampire. I knew it! I knew it all this time!
Huh? Well, people fan part fae, so we'd be even.
But you don't have wings.
Yeah, then explained about time.
But you do love offering people treats. You have this grin on your face, like, that's totally what the Fae do. Drink this wine. It's totally harmless.
Oh, follow me!
Well, where?
I'm gonna leave on an adventure. Just ignore the woods, ignore the portal, and we're here.
Yay! We're going on an adventure!
Yay, Charlie! We're going on an adventure, Charlie! Adjourns this.
See how high her voice got? That's her singing. And that is why she's a songbird. Oh, hobbies.
Yes, hobbies.
You got me sidetracked.
You talked about music.
I do miss going to concerts. I've only been to a few because they're expensive, like musical, but...
I'm still wondering how you got my butt to a concert.
I get such a high from it.
I know, but how did you ever get me to go with you?
Guilt?
Maybe.
Force of habit?
I think it's more guilt than force habit.
We do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Which makes people jealous.
No, I always wonder how you got me to a concert because my hearing is hypersensitive, so concerts are murder.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain that one. I can't explain why you're part Fae either, so... We're just gonna toss up near a tie.
Okay.
I love traveling. I love learning about...
I forgot that.
I love learning about new cultures and trying new foods and listening to their cultural music of, like, you know, what they consider to be ceremonial music, I guess.
Yes. Oh, that's another one we could do. We talk about our travels.
We've been everywhere.
I think we've been to 15 different places, and 2 were international.
Yeah, trump that, people. Kabam!
It's not a contest.
It is a contest. Aries are competitive. She's just shaking her head. Aries are compassionate, passionate, competitive, fiery,
Stubborn,
feisty,
jealous,
loyal.
Okay, you win.
I win! You guys hear that right? I win.
For now.
Like 1 out of 100, I win.
Yeah, Laura knows that when it comes to word mindings, not to compete against me.
Oh my god, when I'm writing a poem and I get stuck, I'm like, Thesaurus. Oh, wait, let me read this to Nick, and she passes it, then it's good. I think a child wrote this. Let me help you.
It's not that bad.
No?
No.
When I'm half asleep and trying to write?
That's a different story.
Oh. Like a small child that sees candy. When you smell coffee, you just perk right up. And it's like, coffee, zombie, bread.
What other hobbies do you have?
I don't know.
Well, like me, you're a gamer. We both enjoy playing video games.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
I said video game, card game, board game.
Oh, my bad.
You're not even paying attention to me.
I apologize. That we both enjoy going to amusement parks or parks in general.
Carnival!
See, here's the funny thing. Our mom thinks I hate amusement parks and carnivals. But I love them. Especially spinning rides.
Oh, they're the ones I don't like.
The faster it can spin, the better, in my opinion.
They make you dizzy.
That's the point. But the downside is that I have a metal rod in my back, so some rides I can't do because for that reason.
Right. When you were younger, you had scoliosis really bad, and that was the only way they could correct it.
Right, when I was 12. So it's not like I can just don't want to ride and have fun, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, my back isn't messed up. I mean, that's a good segue to your disability. I want to hit at one point that I actually love roller coasters. But when I tried the old rickety wooden ones,
Oh no.
I learned that they hurt my back. And I get where Nikki's coming from. Like, you want to have fun, but you don't want to spend the rest of the day in pain.
Right.
So you challenge yourself to do rides that look scary, but you do it anyway. And then ones that you think will cause you pain, you stay away from.
Exactly.
I'm going to let Nicole explain the disability because she's really good at explaining medical stuff.
So, what me and Lauren were diagnosed at, for me at age of 4 and Lauren at age of 5, was Bardet-Biedl syndrome, which is also associated with RP or retina pigmentosa. Hey.
Yep. I was going to jump in, but you got it.
I know, I'm happy because some words are hard for me to say, which I'll explain that in a minute. So, what it is that the retinas and your eyes are slowly deteriorating, but with BBS, it can cause other symptoms throughout the body. So, just with eyes alone, we have color blindness, night blindness,
peripheral vision,
zero depth perception,
light sensitivity,
but where it differentiates is Lauren has what's common for light sensitivity, and I have extreme light sensitivity, to the point where I have to wear special glasses to help with glares and lights.
Yeah, I know for me, like, other than sunlight, it's like more light creates a higher contrast and that makes it easier for me to read things. And Nicole, it's like, you still want a higher contrast, but less light, because the light is like blinding.
Which sucks because I am a giant bookworm, which I forgot to mention with hobbies. But lately I haven't really been able to read because of my vision and cataracts forming, which is another side effect. I can only read either on a phone or under a CCTV or closed circuit television.
Oh, giant magnifier, basically.
Which doesn't allow me to read for very long periods of time as I used to.
Yeah, a lot of people say your other alternative is an audiobook.
Which I don't mind. I will some nights find free audiobooks on YouTube and have them playing while I'm tutoring or playing another game on my phone.
And if you're wondering, cataract, it's an effect from your retina deteriorating and a film is covering over your retina.
That was all the vision ones, right? I covered?
Oh, God. Probably.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, BBS also affects other parts of your body. For example, me and Lauren were both born with extra digits.
Digits, you got it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Obviously, speech is an impact. I know Nicole has a phobia that sometimes words don't come out clearly. And I know for me, if I get overexcited, I'll trip over my words. Like,
I was getting to that.
A hyper-caffeinated person trying to spit out one word and it's like, blah, 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 blah.
I was getting to that. Anyway, so Lauren was born with 12 fingers, and I was born with 12 toes. And for some people with PBS, they could also have webbing, which luckily we did not get. Another thing that can affect is speech, because of the fact that your mouths are smaller, which can also cause your teeth to become crooked or crowding. And since our insurance sucks, we can't get that corrected.
It sucks. It really sucks. Oh, another twin vibe.
Let's see what else. And like I said, I had scoliosis at the age of 12, which is another side effect of BBS. So apparently what happens is when you hit puberty, your body stops growing. And for me, my spine had stopped growing at the age of 9.
I have a thought. I think so the entire body either can develop slower or inaccurately, right?
Right.
I'm wondering if this is why there's a lot of learning disabilities and autism tied to BBS.
That's possible. I mean, we were lucky that we didn't get either one of them.
Oh, I felt like it during school.
Yeah. So that's why my spine was disrupted and I had to have surgery done. And another thing it causes is dwarfism, which is a term for someone that's either considered to be a little person or extremely short.
But I think with the case of BBS, it just means that your limbs are shorter than normal.
Also your height. And, we're 5'2" and 5'3", and common height in our family is 5'5".
Yeah, I definitely think my arms are shorter than what they should be. Everyone call me T-Rex.
Well, apparently there is a side effect of BBS where a limb will grow longer or shorter than the other ones.
Okay, that's just weird.
Yeah.
I was just saying I have short little arms, and I never really noticed it until I'm, trying to do, something with my phone or, take a selfie, and it's I can't hold the arm out long enough.
Another one is, I know there's actual scientific word for it, but I blanked on it. But it's either your other senses are heightened or dulled. So for my case, all my other senses are heightened, which is a pain sometimes.
I totally think mine are dulled.
It's possible. Like I know either spectrum, either be heightened or dulled.
Cause I think I didn't have a sense of smell, but when I'm around harsh or really really strong chemicals, or something acidic, I think I can detect it. Whether or not I don't no other smell stand out.
Right. And another thing that Lauren mentioned was the thing of having autism or learning disabilities. And for that, it could be either end of the spectrum. you could either have trouble learning subjects in school, or you can be highly intelligent.
Yeah, but the other thing is, BBS is what causes the visual problems.
Right.
So, if you have visual impairment, that's already going to impact your learning, and not for the better.
Right. And see, what frustrated me with schooling was that we were the only blind kids in the school.
Yep.
So they didn't know how to deal with us. So for someone that has higher intelligence that wants to learn, I was pretty much stuck in classes that was below my learn level. And my sisters learned the hard way that when I'm bored, chaos ensues.
I'm surprised that's not your tagline. If you're reading a book. With a Cheshire grin on your face.
Oh.
I think I just made her day.
Yeah, I got a lot of trouble for either writing or reading during class.
But I think that's funny, when we went over hobbies, we didn't say writing, but people just assume writers love to read. If you didn't love to read, sorry.
If you didn't like to read.
And you're a writer, then you're in trouble. I mean, I guess you could just use the text-to-speech functionalities in Word.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see that a lot of writers fall in love with books because we all had the situation of being bullied. And books were our escape from reality.
Yeah, I think mine was like writing and doodling because I had a hard time reading. I had an issue with focusing and retaining what I had read.
Which is associated with BBS.
Right, but I didn't know that. I just felt like that was dumb. I mean, that's not true, but...
No one in our family's dumb. We're all intelligent women.
Right, but when you're at a younger age, you don't understand what's going on with your body. And so I associated reading with a chore until I found books that I loved, and I didn't have to read for school.
Right. Which is funny because I'm still made fun of this day that for every graduation, there's everyone around me waiting for her name's call, and I'm just turning pages in the book waiting for it to be over.
Wait, so what'd you do when they called your name?
Bookmarked the book,
Oh.
put it under my arm, got the diploma, and went back to the book. I sat down.
I thought you would pull a bell moment. That would have been cool.
I wasn't allowed to. If I didn't put the book away, one of the teachers would have chased it when I was walking out.
You're like, this is my private possession.
Otherwise, I would have. I did it in elementary school. I remember Mom telling me that. I actually did do that for elementary school.
Meet your bell.
Yeah, I got, sets of words, by the third one, okay, this is pointless.
Sorry. Sugar crash.
But no, I actually would do that in school. I would be reading a book and walking through the hallways just to avoid talking to people. Because I wasn't interested in talking to other people.
So, hopefully this doesn't make Nikki laugh, but she mentioned how she ties to a Disney character in school, and I thought of one, and it's going to make her laugh.
Go ahead.
I feel like when I was a kid, I emulated with Dory because I wanted to talk to every person I met. Like a shiny new gem. Hey, it made you laugh. I was right.
I thought you'd say you're more like Rapunzel. You'd be bubbly, want to make friends, and wanting to study everything around you. No, that'd be more Ariel, because Rapunzel was a reader, and you're not. So, yeah, you were Ariel in school.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're both fish. Yay, I made her laugh.
Not.
Do it. Nope, now you got to. People came for the banter.
So, what you're claiming is that your personality is pretty much a toddler underwater. Got it.
Yes! Okay, somebody out there autistic, oh god,
artistic.
Sorry. Yeah. Please draw a chibi mermaid.
But it definitely shows that when you get older, what you preferred when you're younger changes. Because when I got older, I think it's when I started seeing the persona of Elsa, or more of Ice persona.
What do you mean?
It's just, like, I became more distant and standoffish, is the word you use?
I would say reserved, but go ahead.
No, and, like, when people meet us now, they'll go to you first talk. Because they'll either feel intimidated or scared to approach me. And I think part of that is because of the fact that when I got to college, I discovered my natural abilities. And one of them is being an empath.
You see, that doesn't mean that you're standoffish. That's why I said you're because, like, you're kind of, like, testing the water to see if you, like, gel with that personality before you approach them.
Right.
But I can see how you would say that's Elsa.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's afraid that if she gets close to someone, she's going to hurt them with her magic. So she's like, I'm going to keep my distance. That's the same thing.
You're not wrong.
You keep a healthy distance until you know you can trust them.
And in some cases, I'll use Lauren as bait.
Hey! I'm not a fish. You can't use me as a lure. And no, nobody needs to draw that.
Please do.
No.
Please.
Oh.
I'm just saying, when it's someone I'm unsure about, I will direct them to you on purpose.
That's what I just said.
Exactly.
No.
No, he said they all have faith on you, and I can tell.
Yeah.
Like some people, that will not be game.
We're like, I want to get to know this person. I'm going to let my guard down, and you can, like a ninja. And you can assess their real personality.
Exactly.
I don't want to say that the person's disingenuous, but sometimes people put out the persona that they think people want to see and not what is real.
No, it's amusing that you say I'm ninja because that is something that I enjoy doing that really gets on people's nerves, especially my sisters. Is I don't make any noise when I walk. So I get right behind them, wait till they're distracted, and jump stare.
And then laugh that you're terrified. That's a horrible ninja.
But I think the funny thing is that one of the alerts I did, they actually had a bet going on to see if anyone would catch me. And we were in the woods. And they all failed. Yeah, I think I gave one poor guy a nervous twitch at the end.
So, we talked about our love of reading and writing. Do you want to share our current project that we're working on?
Sure.
Like let me go fetch this. Let me go fetch the scroll.
Many.
Yeah, I said let me go fetch the scroll. Open it up and like 10 foot of paper comes out.
First thing we should cover is ones that have already been published.
Okay.
So, we both have poetry published. For me, I had done self-publishing, which is done at Radiant, which is to be called Shadow Abyss, which will be coming out hopefully Halloween.
Ooh.
And then 2 years in a row, my poems have been featured in Z Publishing magazine.
Yeah, and it was the second time around where I felt encouraged to submit a poem myself, and I was also published in their
Magazine.
Yeah, it's like Emerging Poets of Maryland, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I forget what it's called for some reason. I can always remember the publishing, and I never remember what the book is called.
Hey, all I remember was the publisher. That's it. And then I also had a poem published by... What's your friend's name?
Tara Moore, and her publishing company is Dream Punk Press. And we both had poems featured in her anthologies.
And you had one more, right?
I am currently working on a short story to submit to Perfectly Poisoned anthologies.
No, the one that was like fairy.
Yeah, Dream Punk.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, because I'm bad at promoting myself, and Nicole was trying to jump in and be a good little sister.
Now, for the other list.
Alright, where's that scroll?
So I think it'd be easier if we did our poetry books first and then do the novels last series.
Okay.
So I hopefully will have 4 poetry books coming out.
That's not daunting at all.
So 2 are going to be character poems. And what a character poem is that you write a poem from the person's viewpoint and how to see the world. So, for example, the most recent one I did in my YouTube videos was Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog.
Ooh.
So, I'll have one book that's photos on Disney. And then the other one will be characters I wrote for anime, video games, cartoons, films, and books.
Yeah, I applaud her. I got inspired to do a character poetry book as well, which is going to be called The Queen of Enchantments.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm bad at remembering titles.
And then the other 2 poetry books is I'm taking my first published book, which was called Sherwood Asylum, and I'm breaking it in half. So one book, which is Shadow Abyss, will be filled of poems that center on darkness, and the other book will be focused on sorrow and English.
But you know what's funny is that my other poetry book doesn't reflect me, because I didn't break it down into 2 things. I just dumped a whole bunch of different things into one.
Yeah, you have 3. I have 50, so I had to make sure we break it.
No. I'm saying because my mind will go in 100 different directions at one time.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot for the character book that also has poems about deities, so god and goddesses.
You are?
Yep.
I didn't know this was coming.
Well, I mean, I'd done the one for Artemis and Medusa.
And Anubis. Oh, you knew that. Okay,
Yeah.
but you did. You did do it.
Yeah, and I also plan to do one for Loki because, let's face it, that's me. So that's all the poetry, right?
Yep. I talked about the short story.
Right. What's your short story to be called? And it gets accepted?
No.
And what's the anthology?
So it's Perfectly Poisoned Anthology. And the story is going to be called Secrecy and Toxicity. And whether it's accepted or not, I'm just going to self-publish it.
Yay.
And probably get the amazing Victoria Schaefer to do the cover.
Oh, she does good covers.
She does.
And now, for the series.
Wow. There's so many.
So the first one is a trilogy, at least it's planned to be a trilogy, which is called Emerald's Kiss. And the first book is Hunted. Do you want to tell them about that one?
Nope, that's all I get.
It is considered to be a paranormal romance. Correct?
Yeah. I'm bad at doing book summaries, but I'm gonna try.
I can just do it if you want. I just didn't know you want to be included.
Yes, please.
So, in the book series, we're introduced to Starlet, who belongs to a coven of slayers. Only to discover that murders that are occurring in their town are victims of a vampire.
I like to call it a merry band of misfits.
And she soon discovers that not only is this vampire pursuing her, but there's a link to her in the past to another vampire as well.
Oh, wow, that's really, really good. Like, little niblet.
I mean, that's definitely not this before we were, but I'm just doing it off the top of my head.
No. Like, you should write that down later, and then, like, when people ask you what the book's about. That was really good. Like, I want to know more.
Thanks.
Like, I know what happened because I helped you write it, but if I hadn't helped you, I want to know more.
And then the next book series we're working on is called The Mod Angel. And
Ooh.
this was a special project for me because Originally, it was the first novel I ever wrote,
Aww.
which was a hot mess.
It wasn't a hot mess.
It was a hot mess.
It was just really long.
It wasn't even finished. It was over 10,000 words.
Like 100,000 words.
But we decided to revamp it and turn it into a series of novellas. So the one we have right now is the second book because I have to write the first one by myself. And it's called Fire and Venom. And it's about a meeting at a underground planet / research center.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where Alexandria is a fire starter.
I like fire elemental.
Okay, we can do fire elemental. Where she meets the ward, Dimitri, who is a Nada, which is someone that is half snake, half human.
I think you just tell people you snake shapeshifter.
But a Nada is a technical term for what that is.
And yet people have never heard of it. Now you're educating people. I'm going to just be quiet.
And the book shows their interactions and also what goes on behind the closed doors of the planet.
And you get to see what goes on behind the veil.
Exactly.
It's just sad.
Oh yeah, it's a tearjerker. And it gives you guys an idea of how dark my mind can go. And the third series that we are going to start in September.
Yes.
Well, we were going to start this month, but we decided to push it back because Fire and Venom turned out really well, and we wanted to continue writing that series.
Also, too, we discovered a hidden niche that I'm not sure how we'll have discovered until now. That even... Okay, so Demonic Angel is Nikki's story. It's her idea. She came up with it. It's her baby. But yet, I'm able to jump in, bounce off her idea, and help her write it.
Well, we found out that if we have an outline, then the book's really easy to write.
And I hate outlines.
Because Fire and Venom only took us 2 weeks to write.
And it's 40K. Which would take some people months to write.
Oh, excuse me. So the next series is called Fate's Revenge. And this was Lauren's idea. I just polished it. So Fate's Revenge is based on Greek mythology. And the idea that the 3 main gods, Poseidon, Zeus, and I think some Hades would be Ares. That makes more sense. Because of war.
Right.
Are having wars about who should be the ruler.
Yeah, Hades would just step back and watch the chaos unfold.
Right. And when they're looking for help, the other gods and goddesses won't help the humans. They just let them suffer. So the 3 fates decide to step in and teach them a lesson.
This is a part of the book that I really like.
By sending a god or goddess to Earth and stripping away what makes them unique and replacing it with disability. So the first book in the series is called Silver Bow. And
You didn't tell me it had a title!
I just thought of it.
I love it.
And if you know your Greek mythology, you should be able to figure out who it is. But if not, don't worry, I will explain it.
Oh, I thought you were going to give them multiple choice or make them guess. And next week episode, we reveal who the goddess was.
So, the goddess of the hunt is Artemis. And the book will be focused on her becoming blind and adapting to her blindness. And still being a ranger, which is what we'd see on Earth, instead of her being a huntress.
It's a really awesome... Apparently Nikki had her gift of coming up with titles.
I just found it cool that as each book, it's tells their ability if the title is associated with what their item is. So for her, it's a bow. For Hermes, it's his winged shoes, etc.
Wouldn't Hibiscus be the forge? Or the hammer thingy that they use? The able?
Yes. I was like, should I help her or should I let her flounder?
Hammer thingy. And that could be the cover.
The silver bow?
With the item.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting excited. I want to write all the things.
Yeah. See, what Lauren didn't tell you is that we have a Word document. And on it is every book idea we've ever come up with.
But this is a good lesson never to throw an idea away.
And there is a lot. And a good amount of them are series. They're not just like one book or novella.
Long novels. And the series is not like 4 or 5 books. If it's 4 books, it has a special name, but I know 3 is a trilogy.
Yes.
But, like, we mapped out Demonic Angel was what? 6? 6, 8?
8. 6 to 8 books.
So, and that's probably the shortest one.
Yeah.
Because you already basically have the story mapped out in your head.
Right. The only thing I have to keep in mind is the timeline.
I have a hard time with that in books too.
Well, I think the reason why I have to be careful with this timeline is that I'm showing 2 sides. But at the same time, if they had interactions, I have to figure out where to place it in the books so that it doesn't confuse the reader.
Well, you have to...
So that's why a giant strategy game.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, like, when you're writing a screenplay in the beginning, you highlight you highlight the place and time in the year.
Right.
Like, did you see when we do 100, like, when we do flashback, we would hit the time and the place? Like,
yeah,
you could do it like that.
Isn't what I'm known for. Like, you notice with Fire and Venom, you have to ask me, where's this place? What's his name? Like, I don't know. Like, those are not important to me until I'm done.
Yeah. We were talking about this last night about how with Hunted, we basically vomited it out.
In a year. And then it took another year to polish it.
Right, because there was a YouTuber doing a stream, and she was like, I took 2 years to write this book, and it's not finished. I want to throw it away. It's like, you have your own pace. Just because you can't write a long novel in 6 months.
But it's funny is that Hunted was another one where it was my idea originally. I had something written, and I gave it to Lauren, and she literally just rewrote the whole thing.
It was a team effort.
I think that's why it's good that we're co-writers, because we balance each other out.
This is going to be your debut novel.
I think when we had done these series, and we go back to the list, I think another one that we did series worked on is Dracula's Hair. It's the idea that it's post-apocalyptic, where Dracula is the new ruler and all the monsters that are in hiding have come out. And he has a mistress and he has a child with her, but every child is a hybrid of their creature.
You know what I thought of the other day too? Like, after your second or third kid, when you just like try not to have any more kids?
Yeah, that I know was something we had to talk about. And that's why it's on hold.
Well, some of them wouldn't have to be for birth. Some of them could just be like...
Adoption?
Well, not adoption. Well, a good way to spin it would be, like, Danielle would be her child of birth because she is a Dampier. And then the other one could be, like, a way of working.
Wait. You use this concept, you have to explain what it is. Not everyone knows what these are. So what is
I was getting an idea out.
What is a Dampier?
I'll come back to it.
No, you gotta explain it now.
A Dampier is a half-human, half-vampire creature.
Very good.
Because they're not considered human, right?
No.
But that would be, like, her legitimate child.
Right.
And then, of circumstance, taking these other children that are of creatures.
Right.
So that they don't become Dracula's minions.
But I feel like other ones, I feel like the other one that would be your children would be the twins. Because of the connection with the dragon.
Yeah, I thought that too. The
Well,
dragon had a good player.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's on the burner until we've done the other series.
Yeah, that's just how my mind works. It's like, pew, 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 pew.
And like I said, we have a Word doc full of books. We have that. We have one story called Battle Kin, which is about two brothers on an adventure to find their bond dragons.
I'm gonna say familiar, but okay. I want a familiar dragon.
Oh gosh, no. Another one was about a world that's kind of futuristic in that a virus has spread through the world and they're only sure it's magic, but they're running out of it. And we're showing two brothers and a road and a sorceress slowly training rebellion.
I was like, what is she talking about?
It was a story I originally wrote with Jimmy. And then we just
Yep. Once you had all the characters in the cast, it clicked. But the way you started explaining, I'm like...
I know.
No, that's cool. There's a reason for it. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we did. It's in my notes.
Okay. Story moment.
Another one that I've written that I need to get back to finishing is called Dark Beauty.
Ooh.
And the concept for that one is a mix between Phantom of the Opera.
Do it.
It is. It's half written. And magic, because of the fact that she is a sorceress, but because of the fact that she used her magic and received stars to save the city, she does not like humans, or anyone at that moment. And yet, for certain circumstances, she's forced to work with someone.
Oh, alliances cross that she doesn't want to cross, but she has no choice.
Exactly. And it's funny how originally it was really my take on Beauty and the Beast.
That's just what you're gonna say.
And,
I was like, maybe it'll be half Beauty and the Beast, half Phantom.
And yet it turned into something totally different. Which is fun when you have writing projects and it goes in a totally different direction than what you're expecting.
Yeah, I thought the short story for an anthology was gonna be like fantasy superhero, but I'm looking at it. Actually, it's
sci-fi, which is not you.
Well, I'm gonna say it's contemporary. When you write a story about more of a relationship and like the interaction of a daily life, it's contemporary.
Alright, but still, you have a lot of science in it.
That's all you. The perk of having a co-author that's a nerd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, also helps that I read a lot of comic books, manga, and seen a lot of anime, and cartoons, so that helps too.
Yeah. My name is Nikki and I'm a nerd.
My name is Lauren. I'm Dory.
Where?
I know there's others that are on there, but...
I was a lot in what you said.
I forgot. So another one is we asked you to try to write a superhero story.
Oh, yeah. Well, you try to write it.
I still have it.
I know.
And it's kind of funny is that the two main characters, well, three, so we traded one for our friend Jimmy. So his character association is a boy named Riff who can create shadows.
He's Nightcrawler.
Lawrence, no surprise, is a fire elementalist.
I'm seeing a pattern.
And mine can control water.
You don't see a pattern?
Nope.
2 stories where my character I get to write for is a fire element.
No, I don't see a pattern.
No?
No.
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 No, I think you're lying.
I'm not. You can't prove it. So there. But it also shows like what you read definitely reflects on your writing. Because a lot of my writing for characters is intellectual, snarky, mysterious, and those archetypes actually enjoy reading about.
And mine?
Party girl, flamboyant, curious, rebels against rules if they don't conform to her.
Well, there's a kind of character I like to read.
Yep.
Like the strong female protagonist, or even antagonists are fun.
Oh yeah, they're fun to write for.
That fight against the rule and try to make a change.
And mine are the ones that like to orchestrate from the shadows.
A ninja! A ninja assassin?
Oh yeah. What is funny is that when I do LARP,
Well, that was fun. Talking about our hobbies and the things that we're passionate about so you guys could get to know us better. I wanted to do our outro, so sign off. And a fair warning, our next episode will be a discussion about Disney.
yay!
No surprise there. So again, my name is Lauren. I enjoy connecting people to the blind community. I write poetry, fantasy, and paranormal romance, and the occasional blog post.
Nice. I'm Nicole. I write dark poetry, fantasy, and paranormal, along with blog posts. I hope to bring musical entertainment and magic to people's lives through both my YouTube and my writing.